All right, welcome to the THM Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in and welcome. This is where we talk about our favorite TV shows, movies, and anything that sparks our interest. I am Jose Ramos.
I'm Mike Candelet.
I'm Kevin Lyons.
Now today we're going to be talking about the August movies, the premieres that are coming out next month.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Well, this month.
Well, yeah.
Yes,
Today
actually
is
we're
the first.
already in August.
Yep.
Damn, this is flying by.
I know, but summertime's always the best time to go to movies, man. I
Yeah.
love it. I love talking about this stuff.
Now, some of these movies we're familiar with and we're excited about. Some we've only seen the trailer, and that's all we're going off of. But before we actually get into that, we didn't get to do one of these for July. So I wanted to briefly touch on some of the July movies. Now, let me ask you, what was the best movie for you personally in July?
Spider-Man, because that's the only one I saw.
It was your only option. It was good. You know what? My favorite was Spider-Man as well. It was between that and a couple other movies, but I ultimately went with Spider-Man.
For me, it actually was Spider-Man also. It's weird because it was the first movie. That was on July 2nd, the first one of the month, and nothing else topped it for the rest of the month.
Well, the one came pretty close for me, but I don't think you guys have seen it. But yeah, I love Spider-Man. It was one of those like, it was like pop music for me. It was like the straight, hardcore, awesome. It was you could just go through the whole movie and watch it a million times. It was just so much fun.
I agree 100%. Okay, what about this? I mean, you won't really have an answer for this, Minnie, but what movie was the biggest surprise?
Spider-Man.
It was the surprise ending.
What about for you, Kevin?
The biggest surprise for me was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I was looking forward to that. I knew it was going to be good, but what surprised me about it was how much I was thinking about it afterwards. I didn't think I was going to love it because I didn't see the last Quentin Tarantino movie, The Hateful Eight. But I really enjoyed this one, man.
Hateful Eight was good, though.
Yeah, but so was this. This wasn't like a typical Quentin Tarantino movie with like the overcomplicated dialogue, which is really good sometimes. But Once Upon a Time, it was just so natural the way all the actors were. I mean, because you've had that problem before with Quentin Tarantino, Jose. You talked about how you can see
see the writer like actually typing there on his computer.
Yeah, this didn't have that. It was just simple dialogue, and it was just really engaging the whole time. I just fucking loved it, and the cinematography in old school Hollywood. I love that stuff, man. I can't believe how much I was thinking about it after.
That's a good one. I still need to see that one. For me, I guess my biggest surprise was Crawl.
I was gonna say that.
I went in with such low expectations, expecting like Sharknado with better production quality, but it really surprised me. So that was my surprise of the month. There were a few movies that I missed. So what was a movie that you guys still want to see but didn't get to see?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I haven't gotten around to that yet, but I want to watch it.
Man, it's good. It's a long, slow burn,
How long
but
is
it's I forget.
It's like 240 is what I heard.
It's like 240,
Yeah.
but it feels long. That's the thing. But it's still really, really,
So
really
it's like
good.
the opposite of Endgame, where it's a long movie, but it doesn't feel long.
Yeah.
This one is a long movie, and it feels long.
But it's good. It's like one of those really good slow burns. So if you got like you see it earlier in the day and you're just ready to burn the rest of your day, it's a great decision.
Right.
But for me, I was gonna the one I really want to see was Midsommar. That was the one movie this summer I want to see because at first I saw trailers and I was like, okay, whatever. But then word of mouth, everybody kept on talking about it and saying how good it was and how surprisingly good it was. So I'm like, I think I'm gonna go try and see it at some point this weekend.
Yeah, for me it was a toss-up between actually both of those movies. But I'm going to have to go Midsommar just because I've been anticipating this movie for a while. It got brought to my attention when Peele brought it up a few months ago saying that it was one of the better horror movies he's seen in a long time. And I've liked Peele's work so far. So I'm like, okay, I respect his opinion on this. So it's going to have to be Midsommar.
Nice.
I mean, that pretty much covers July. Are you guys ready to get into August?
Let's
I don't
go
even know
sweat
what's
it out.
coming out in August.
Well, we're gonna talk about
Oh,
it.
I'll let you know. All right, everyone, welcome back. Now we're going to go get straight into these August movies. Now, premiering today, well, this weekend, the big one is going to be Hobbes and Shaw, presented by the Fast and the Furious.
Have you seen those trailers, Minnie?
I have. Do they go to space in this one?
Not yet, but it actually was brought up to one of the either the writer or director, and he said he will not rule out going to space at some point.
That is like every franchise goes to space when they're ready. When they're just like when they hit fuck it, fuck it, let's just go to space.
This is on the trajectory to end up in space and beyond.
I mean, I honestly, I don't think I've seen a single Fast and the Furious movie since the second one.
That was
I was
the
the
worst
first
one.
I only saw the
Well,
first one.
I saw the first and the second one, but after the second one, I think I just stopped watching them.
I've seen every single Fast and the
I feel
Furious.
bad for you.
No, because okay, one was what it was. It was good. It was all right. Completely
Yeah.
different movie.
Yeah.
2 was horrible. 3 was bad. But then when they hit 5, it actually got good. It like refreshing the series.
That was James Wan, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, not Juan. Isn't it Wu?
James Wan. I thought James Wan redid the Fast and Furious
Was it him?
franchise.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, and he made it $1 billion movie, right?
Yeah.
I believe that
'cause
was James Wan. Yeah.
5 is when it came back. It figured out what it needed to be.
Yeah.
And it was like, we're not going to be a serious movie. We're going to be a fun, adrenaline-filled movie that you just go in, shut out your brain, and watch it. And after that, they've all been really entertaining for what they are. You don't go in being critical of this movie. You can't.
Didn't they make this one because The Rock and Vin Diesel are signed on for multiple more movies and they just could not work with each other anymore?
I mean, I know there was some issues on the last set that came into light, but I think a lot of it was, at least from what I read, Jason Statham and The Rock had good chemistry together in the last movie, just the way they played off of each other. And they're like, okay, we have something here. So they decided to put them in their own side movie just to, I guess, test it out, see if it works.
And I gotta say that out of all the other Fast and the Furious movies, this is the one movie that actually looks like I would go to the theater to see, because I was never into them. Like I only saw the first one, but what I like what this movie has to offer is actually the action is really cool, and it's not just about like street racing. It feels like it's a more action-packed movie with going all over the place, and it feels like you don't need to watch any of the other movies to watch this. That's what I liked about it. And it looks like they're not even taking it seriously. It looks like they're having a lot of fun making the movie. So
Idris Elba's Black Superman.
yeah, no, it's Black Superman.
And I agree with you on that. This one, I get sort of that 90s vibe and the fact that it's like Last Action Hero.
Yes.
Like, screw a cohesive story
Yeah.
and all of this. We're just going to make a fun movie.
Just make a fun action movie.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's what I like about those movies. You don't have to put so much effort into the plot. You just need a fun action movie with 2 movie stars that work well together, and they're just fun to watch the whole movie. That's what this feels like.
Yeah, this is not the one where you sit in the theater and you're like, there's no way he can hold that helicopter with one arm, no matter how strong he is.
Captain America can.
Welcome to my island, bitch. Isn't that what he says? He's dragging the helicopter on a chain. The fuck, man.
I am looking forward to this, though. This is directed by David Leitch, who did Atomic Blonde, which I did enjoy.
Okay.
Also directed Deadpool 2.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And one thing is, this guy has been a stunt coordinator for many movies. So I feel that's really going to translate into him directing the action.
That's what I feel is the strongest thing about this movie is the action sequences I've been seeing in the trailer. They look really fucking cool.
That bike part when he slides under the truck, I'm like, I like that bike.
And then the other one, when he slides towards the bike as it spins around, and in that spin he gets on the bike, that thing looks really fucking cool too.
You look like you have something to say, man.
Yeah, he didn't do a very good job with some of the minor actors. Roman Reigns, The Rock's cousin or nephew or something like that, is in the movie. During one of the stunts, he ended up knocking out a cameraman.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
It's a mace. That's what it's called.
Yeah, it was like one of the Samoan mace. It was like the hard rock ball.
Oh, yeah, on the stick?
And they were talking about it. It was like, all right, so you're gonna make the motion. You're not actually gonna throw it. They're gonna do that in post. And he actually threw it, and he clocked the cameraman and knocked him out. The cameraman was like spitting teeth out.
You would think someone who does scripted wrestling as a career will know how to follow a script fight.
Yeah.
In there.
Apparently not.
One other thing this movie has going for it is that one of the writers is Chris Morgan, who he knows what this movie is about. He's been part of pretty much all the Fast and the Furious. So as it's evolved, he's been part of the writing process. So it's not a random person who doesn't know the series coming in. As we know, it's got The Rock. That is his official name. It has Idris Elba. Has Jason Statham. It's got Vanessa Kirby, who did a good job in Mission Impossible.
Isn't she the girl that is rumored to be the new Catwoman?
Yeah.
Whoever
Vanessa Kirby, the blonde?
Is she playing Jason Statham's sister?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's rumored to be the new Catwoman.
You know what? I haven't seen her in this. I saw her in Mission Impossible just off the trailer of this. I think I can see it.
Yeah.
Well, I think we spent enough time on Hobbes and Shaw. Let's move on to to the next weekend. What weird name! It sounds like it should be like a comic strip.
I know.
Hobbes and Shaw.
Hobbes and Shaw. Yeah, Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's, like Statham is his imaginary friend that keeps fucking up the situation. You know, like it's so funny when the Rock was the Rock falling down or climbing down the side of the building, and the other guy was in the
On the
glass
elevator,
and
yeah.
he's just taking his time going down. It's so funny.
Yeah, I feel there's gonna be a lot of those good scenes. But anyway, let's move on.
Okay.
The next weekend we actually have there's 3 movies that we're gonna talk about that comes out that next weekend. The first one, really looking forward to it. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Yeah.
Now this is directed by Andre Ervedal.
Oh, it's not Guillermo?
No, Guillermo is involved as part of the writing crew that they have in there. He might be producing on it also, but it's directed by Andre Ervedal. Probably not the last name I'm going to butcher in this, but he actually directed the movie I was trying to get you to see for a while called Autopsy of Jane Doe, which was really good.
Okay, yeah. That had Emil Hirsch in it too, didn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one. So I like that one. So I like that he's going to be part of this one.
Okay.
And part of the writing, you've got Dan and Kevin Hageman, which I think they might be brothers, and Guillermo del Toro.
Why can't they be married, bro?
The lovers in the
Maybe
night.
they're married.
Hey, maybe. I don't know. And then Guillermo del Toro is involved with the story.
I love this. We're not gonna specify what he made lunch for everybody that day. That's what Guillermo did.
He was in
He's
charge
just
of
involved.
catering.
Yeah, he was like, come on.
Well, because you look at it, it'll say like screenplay by, story by.
Yeah.
It had him on the list, but it didn't have what he's doing.
He probably just didn't want the credit. I mean, I bet you he had a lot to do with like the feeling of the movie and what to do, but I don't know. It's so weird how they just get these bigger filmmakers just to have their name attached to it, even though they don't do anything to help sell the movie. But
He was a special counsel.
but the trailers look good, man. I
Oh, it
like the
does.
trailers.
It looks like it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, and just looks like fun to watch. I love it when horror movies get the look of horror really well, and it just builds that atmosphere, because that's a big part of horror movies for us is the atmosphere. So it looks like it has a lot of atmosphere.
Now, what book is it based off of? Because there's like 7 volumes of it.
Maybe we're going to have a little bit of all of them.
Because I saw the latest trailer, and it feels like it's almost like that Goosebumps type of feel,
Yeah.
where it's going to be. I think there is a book involving all of the stories, and
Yeah.
it's just like kind of mixing and matching.
It kind of reminded me. I mean, besides them sharing the same word in the in the title with higher production value, it reminded me a little bit of like, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Like,
Yes.
give me that feeling.
Yeah, I love like collections of short horror stories, because I see them on Amazon Prime and Netflix and stuff. Sometimes there'll be like a 2-hour movie, and all it is just like collections of short horror stories
Those
from different.
anthologies.
Yeah, I think that stuff is kind of cool, and even better when they do it for like a whole movie, because that's what like Annabelle Creations should have been. Oh no, Annabelle Comes Home should have been like just a collection of all these other different horror elements in the basement, and
Like VHS, which is one of
Yeah.
my favorite anthologies there is. Anyone got anything else to say on Scary Stories?
I don't like horror,
yeah, we're gonna get you in there. You
but
little.
I actually do want to see this movie.
Okay. Did you ever read the books as a kid?
Dude, I love the books. Like elementary school, 5th grade, like that silent reading, that was my jam.
Shit, yeah. You know what? I remember those books, but off the top of my head, I can't remember any of the stories. Like, oh, that was Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark story. I don't remember the actual stories. But I remember seeing that fucking book and looking through it.
Yeah, I never read any of those. I read the majority of the Goosebump books.
Yeah.
In R.L. Stein's other, was it like Fear Street or something like that?
Yeah, I remember that
I
one.
read those, but I never read these.
Yeah, I read the first Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, and I read all the Goosebumps. Not all of them, but a majority of them. But I never read the Fear Street ones.
Yeah, those weren't as good, and they didn't have as many.
Well, was that made by the same guy? Was that
R.L. Stein, yeah.
That's so funny because when I was a kid, I remember seeing the Fear Street books. I'm like, oh, they're trying to be like Goosebumps, but it's made
the
the
same
same
guy.
guy. What the- I didn't know that.
I think those were supposed to be for a higher age than
Yeah.
Goosebumps. I don't know.
Did you see the Goosebumps movie?
I saw the first one. I actually enjoyed the first
Yeah,
one. I haven't
like-
watched the second.
It wasn't that. I didn't see the second one. I didn't even know they made a second one.
It was straight to DVD.
Was it?
No, I don't know.
I saw the first one. I'm like, okay, this is pretty good. But I'm like, if they were going to tell a story, that's the story. I don't need another story
You don't need another story.
in there. But anyway, let's move on. The next one is called The Kitchen. It comes out on
Kitchen?
the night. The Kitchen.
Oh, I didn't see that. I wasn't on your list. I didn't see that.
Oh,
The Kitchen.
Yeah, The Kitchen is the one with Elizabeth Moss, Melissa McCarthy, Tiffany Haddish.
Oh, okay. Yes. No, yeah. I saw a trailer for that when I went to go see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, so it's directed by Andre Berloff, his directorial debut. But he was a writer on Straight Outta Compton.
Okay.
I mean, she was, sorry, Andrea.
Okay.
She was a writer on Straight Outta Compton. The writers, this is also their debut, but Andrea's going to help them. But this is their major writing debut. So got a bunch of newbies involved in this. The movie has me curious because I found enough times when you take comedic actors and you put them in something serious, they can perform very well and put on a good performance. And here you have, at least two of these actresses who are known for comedy and being put in these serious roles. And the third actress, Elizabeth Moss, I really like her. I started watching The Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, okay.
And
Yes.
she's the main from that. A lot of people, I only saw one season of this, but a lot of people liked her in Mad Men.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't watch too much of Mad Men.
Yeah, but Handmaid's Tale, she does really good. So I am looking forward to this. I don't have huge expectations, but I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm curious too. I mean, I've seen the trailers and nothing really to get me in on opening weekend, but it doesn't look like stupid. When you see a lot of movies that are like, I don't know if I want to see that. But if people say it's good, I might go check it out. That's what I think is great about having the AMC pass that we do. By the way, AMC is not asking us to promote AMC, A+, A-list. But I'm just saying that's what makes us go see those other types of movies if we have time, that we're not really excited about, but we'll give it a shot, So
Exactly. Priority that weekend is going to be Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. And then if I have time, The Kitchen will come next, unless, like you say, all of a sudden everyone's like, this is really good. You got to check this out.
I don't even know what it's about.
You haven't seen the trailers?
I haven't seen anything.
it
about
looks
this
like
movie.
gangsters like Melissa McCarthy, Tiffany Haddish, and what's her name, Heather Moss?
Yeah, Elizabeth Moss.
Elizabeth Moss. They're like basically gonna be the gangsters of the city.
They're basically wives of mob bosses.
Yes,
but
that's what
they
it is.
start taking over because no
business.
one suspects them
Yeah.
to be in charge, and they start taking over and getting more and more territory. I guess until they start getting pushback. That's the general gist I got from the
And
trailer.
it's not being filmed like a comedy. They're taking it like a serious type of action drama, like mobster movie.
Okay.
Are you there opening weekend or Scary Stories, bro?
At this point, Scary Stories.
It's so funny. Like, I hate horror movies, but I'd rather go see a horror movie.
Melissa McCarthy just doesn't have really good luck picking movie scripts.
I will give you that, yeah, because
So,
I mean,
like, her being involved just instantaneous, like, okay, maybe it looks interesting, but how many movies has she been in where it looks interesting and then it's really fucking awful?
like she took advantage of when you're like a hit comic movie star, and then they keep on rolling out those cookie cutter comedy movies,
Yeah.
and people don't take you seriously anymore. And you get like you have to choose these scripts. You have to gamble on these scripts that more than likely are not going to do well. But if they do well, it's going to be a huge franchise. So.
Yeah, and she doesn't have good luck picking them.
I find like when she's hamming up that type of comedy role, like they get so exhausting, but I know that she could be a great actress. I mean, wasn't she not? Did she win an Oscar or was she nominated Wasn't she nominated for something?
That I don't know.
Because she did another series. She did a serious acting
She
role.
did. I remember seeing that trailer.
Yeah.
But I never saw the movie itself.
Yeah, but she's got her and Will Ferrell are the two ones where like they're funny. But their straight comedies are just getting overdone and boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not really evolving or adding variety.
Like Adam
to the
Sandler
repertoire.
too. Adam Sandler's the same way. He hasn't evolved or done anything different since
Well,
the 90s.
Adam Sandler has been in like he's held hostage and forced to make movies for Netflix.
Yeah.
That's what Adam Sandler's doing.
That's probably because they're the only ones that will allow him to now.
Adam Sandler feels like the actual like celebrity who sold his soul and he's just really regretting it, but still making movies.
I have a feeling there was a movie that came out last year, was also female led, and actually ended up being pretty decent, but it just didn't have the attention. It just flew under the radar, and it was called Widows in there, and that was also female leds. They were the wives of
Mobsters, and they were trying to take over the city.
no, but
Did they know who they were? Did they know who they were, Jose?
no, but it was of thieves, like bank robbers, and their husbands get killed, but the debt that they owe is put on the wives, so they have to come up with a way to come up with the money. But that was still led by a very good actress. What's her name? She's in How to Get Away with Murder. She was in Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. She was also in How to Get Away with Murder.
Who
Great
was-
actress.
Who was she in Suicide Squad?
Amanda Waller.
Amanda Waller, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh
I
my
know who
God.
you're talking about. God,
Why can't I think of her name either?
I know, I'm blanking out too. but she's
Google it.
yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
She's pretty much, when it comes to skill, she's a A-lister female actress in this. So she was leading that, and they didn't get the attention that the movie should have had because it was actually pretty good. So here you're kind of counting
Viola Davis.
Viola Davis. There we go. Here, out of these, the most proven serious actress would be Elizabeth Moss. So you're counting on her leading this. So you probably get the audience from the TV shows that she's led, because she's had 2 hit TV shows. But anyway, I wouldn't choose Scary Story yet for your movie to see that weekend, because there's another one that might win you over, Minnie. Dora in the Lost City of Gold also comes out that 9th.
That is going to win Best Picture.
I just saw the trailer for that, and I hadn't seen the trailer for it before, and like I just knew what the cartoon was, but there was that big thing, and like she's older than they made her look like a hot chick.
Yeah, she's 18.
And she's supposed to be this little girl from a cartoon, but then when I saw the trailers, like I guess she was famous for that when she was younger, and then she's like in high school now, and that's what the movie's about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for some reason I was like spacing out during the trailer. When I got out of it, I thought she was still Dora, and then she's going on vacation with her parents.
Like, have you ever seen Dora the Explorer? Like, even clips of it?
Yeah, I've gone to to work, and some of the kids have been watching it.
Yeah. There, when she talks to the audience, to the TV, it's like, how many balloons do you see?
Yeah.
There's a scene in that when they were like, when she was a kid, they're at dinner eating dinner, and she does that. She turns to the camera and says something after her parents had said it. All of a sudden, the parents just look at each other, and they're just like, who the hell is she talking to? It's Michael Pena. Is that?
yes.
It's like, I think that's a phase. She's gonna grow out of it, and then she grows up to be 18, and the actress is playing her is 18, right?
Yes.
God damn, man. What the hell are they doing? They're sexualizing Dora the Explorer. Is nothing sacred.
I heard Danny Trejo's in this.
He is, and you want to know what he plays? He plays her little monkey friend, and I realized, her little side. Danny Trejo is the little side monkey, right? And he's all CGI. I just saw it in the
If
trailer.
he doesn't have a knife, then I
No,
don't believe it.
listen to this. He is like high pitched falsetto, like wee, yahoo, and I'm like,
What?
that is Danny Trejo. I'm like, how did they even get him to get into that range? Because he's so like this, But how's he get like, hi, I'm a monkey?
Oh my
That's like basically what it was. I'm like, that's fucking Danny
my
Trejo.
God.
That was like overkill for casting.
Out of all the people, they were just like, all right, who are we gonna get for the monkey? Danny Trejo.
But you
That's
know
the
what?
one.
I do gotta say that the trailer looked like it could be a fun adventure movie. I like it. There was some comedy in there, and actually, I love adventure movies when they're looking for a treasure, and that's basically what they're looking for. And it actually looks like it could be fun if you ever had to watch it. So if you're like your kids are like, oh, daddy, mommy, daddy, take us out to go see Dora the Explorer, it looks like you may have a fun time watching it.
Listen, and I mean, it has Michael Pena, and I really like Michael Pena.
And
as an
Danny
actor.
Trejo. That's a fucking...
And Monkey Trejo. That's what we got. We got the Monkey Trejo.
Yeah.
You think it'll be like Pixar level? Like, because Pixar, like, they're kids' movies, but they're made for everyone.
Yeah, this... I mean, it could be. I was laughing during it a little bit, going like not laughing. I had like a couple chuckles, so I gave it a couple chuckles. So it's not like something I go out to see.
It's 2 out of 5 chuckles.
But yeah,
Okay.
but if I was back home in Boston and I was gonna bring my nieces and my nephew to go see it, I know that I would at least have some type of enjoyment watching it. But it definitely wasn't really aimed at us. But you can see. I mean, they made her they sexualize her. She's 18, so of course you're gonna. And that's how they're trying to get the adults to go see it. But anyway,
We got that. So that was the third movie for the weekend of the 9th. So moving on to that Wednesday, just a few days later, we're going to have Angry Birds, the movie 2.
oh man, it's so funny because I love like 3D animation, but the Angry Birds movie, I mean, it's like with the Emoji movies, like how fun really can they be? I remember when I first saw the trailers for the first Angry Birds movie, I'm like, I can't believe they're making a movie out of this. And then you watch it, it's like, you know what? It's not horrible. Mm-hmm. It's not a bad movie. Yeah. And then I saw the trailers for this one, and I'm like, how are they gonna almost make like 2 more good movies like about Angry Birds?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Because all Angry Birds was you launch a bird and try to take out these pigs. That was...
But do you know where the franchise ended up going?
To space.
Into space.
Yeah.
Hey, at least it's Star Wars space. Buddy.
It is Star Wars.
But you know what? Because right before this podcast, I watched all the trailers, and that one actually made me laugh out loud. That I had to pause it, and I had to watch it again to show you to see if you saw it. And then you completed the line. But it was really funny when they're. It looks like they're recruiting like a team, almost like a suicide.
They're going to join up together, the enemies from the last movie.
Yeah, and it looks like they're in like the James Bond room where they develop all the weapons and they're testing them out. It's like invisible spray, and the guy just takes it out and he sprays the pig, and he goes invisible. It's like, wow, man, that's really awesome. How long does the invisible last? He's like, it is permanent. And then the guy's like, wait, what? And he's like, calling his wife, honey, we're not gonna see you tonight. You know, it's just so fun. Like that shit had me laughing out loud.
It was that the snake part made me laugh. So you got the little baby chickens. They come out of the bush and there's a giant snake. And they're like, oh. And then they go to the next scene. They come out in like snake skin gear. They're like, that got really dark.
You know what's cool though about these 3D animation movies is like how you were talking about with the Dora is like, oh, is it like Pixar? Can adults enjoy too? Like it's made for them? Like these movies are definitely like that, but the live action stuff is usually where it kind of like they drop the ball in that aspect. But this looks like adults can enjoy these 3D animation, you know?
I enjoyed the first one. I was surprised that I enjoyed the first one, but I enjoyed the first one. Because like Emoji Movie, which you referenced earlier.
I didn't even see that one.
That was just, I had to see what Trainwreck it was.
Oh, really?
That was just even probably worse than what we expected off the trailer.
It was worse than that?
Yes.
Oh, it was real. I'm so glad I didn't see
bad.
it. It was about a poop emoji. Like, what the fuck?
God, it's just a walking
Who was played by
advertisement.
Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart was the poop emoji.
Oh, Jesus. But, you know, Angry Birds 2 looks good, man. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to go rush out and see it, but...
This might not be a theater movie for me, but it might be if it pops up on Netflix. Hey, I'll go check this out. Mm-hmm. All right. Then we have, speaking of movies that I'm a little, iffy about, but that's next weekend on the 16th, we have 47 Meters Down, Uncaged. Now, you saw the original.
No, I have not.
Oh, I thought you saw
of
the first 47 meters.
No, I never saw
Maybe it was Dan. Someone said that they saw
Probably.
it.
I'm not
and
like...
that it wasn't bad.
I'm not like big into shark movies. I mean, I love Jaws, and I actually liked The Meg. But for me, usually it's like one shark movie, you've seen them all. But sharks are my biggest fear. And like the reason I was able to tolerate Meg, because at least there was a comedy aspect of it, and they were on the boat, and there were moments where like they felt safe. But then if you went in the water, they're in the water the whole time in this fucking. And they're going down in these like little tunnels underwater.
47 meters down to be exact.
That's one of those things that I'm good. I don't need to be that scared. Give me a ghost that is like all sorts of evil. I can stand that. But sharks coming out of nowhere in the darkness, I'm not going to go see that in the theaters. I'm too scared. I need to watch that in the comfort of my own home.
Yeah, and this one, so it's the director's returning is Johannes Roberts. He's also writing it, so it's same thing from the original. Like I said, I haven't seen the original, but this one it seems like so these girls they go on vacation to the spot that tourists never go to.
That's never a good sign.
Yeah, it's like an underwater like city. So they go in there and there's all these caverns and caves underwater, and they become trapped there, and there's a shitload of sharks. So they're stuck down there the whole time running from sharks. And that seems like that's the movie.
Was there anything else other than sharks?
Sharks.
Nah,
They're
there
all
was
cannibal sharks.
Yes.
They just eat each other. No fish, no whales.
No
Well,
other
they
animals.
survive off of eating sharks and
Well,
whoever
shit, man,
decides
hey,
to go.
hey, don't knock it down, because we saw Crawl and that shit was just straight alligators in the most unrealistic types of situations, and it was still kind of believable and fun to watch.
You are right, but I'm still gonna go in with the same expectations I went into Crawl, as in I'm probably not gonna watch this in the theater.
Yeah.
but I will check it out at some point just because it's horror.
I will. You know what? I actually think we will, because the other segment we do. I think if it comes out, I'll watch the first one and then I'll go out and I'll go check this out in the theater. Just because I love horror. So
All right, we'll
why
do
not?
it. We'll
Let's
do it,
We'll
and
do
we'll
it
let
together.
you guys know what we think about it. Well, moving on. Coming out that same weekend, we have Good Boys.
That looks funny.
It is. This it's the director of this and also the two writers. They did Bad Teacher. That was like the last main movie, and the director was also a producer on The Office. One of the seasons of The Office.
But it's all like Seth Rogen stuff, right? Because it feels like the Superbad formula, just younger. That's exactly what it feels
it is,
like.
and he was in one of the latest commercials.
Yes.
For it, but. He maybe he's a producer, but he's not involved in directing or in any other writing for it that I saw.
Oh, okay.
In there, but yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like Superbad with
Elementary school kids.
Oh,
yeah.
are they junior high school kids or elementary school? I think they're junior high school kids.
I want to say I think probably junior high. Maybe.
It has that little kid from he was in the Predator and the newest Predator. Remember the little
The
kid?
kid with autism?
Yeah. What's his name?
Oh, the evolution of human.
The evolution. But yeah, it's like that age. That it looks really funny.
Yeah.
It just looks funny. Whenever I see kids swearing, I just
I think I
laugh.
saw one trailer for it.
It looked pretty good.
Yeah. The Red Band trailer, I saw it. I remember I laughed a few times. I feel with this one, you might run into a danger where they just try to take it too far, or kind of like Sausage Party, where it's just like at first it's like ha, but then halfway through the movie it just gets old because
Yeah.
it's just too much, and
It gets into
It's just
entire
one-liners.
food orgy.
Oh yeah, exactly. Whereas pretty much it just keeps trying to top itself in shock value, and that's when it might run into a problem.
Well, I think this one's gonna be okay, because I do like that main actor kid. I mean, he's been in a couple of things, but he looks like the type of actor that can pull out that like vulnerable like dramatic scenes if they need to. So that's why I feel like they'll be able to shake it up when they need to.
I remember the trailer, the one that made me laugh, just because I feel majority of people have been there before when they try to Google something innocent.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like something else comes, they're like, "What is that?"
Oh, what was it? The how to make out or something?
No, there was one. They just said porn. They just typed in porn, and then all of a sudden they're like all screaming in front of the video. It's like, oh man, how many husbands does she have? They were kissing, not on the mouth. It was just so funny.
But I'll check that one out in the theater. I feel like that can be really good.
Yeah.
Hopefully, like I said, it just doesn't. It paces itself well with its offensive,ness, where it's not just it doesn't get old.
That's definitely an opening weekend movie for me. I'm gonna be there opening weekend.
All right, moving on to the next week. Ready or Not, the hide and seek horror comedy.
Dude, that looks really good. That looks really funny, really gory. I'm so down. I'm so fucking there opening weekend.
It gave me the feeling of two other horror comedy movies that I enjoyed, which were Drag Me to Hell and Cabin in the Woods.
Yes.
Like that feeling where it's like, yeah, it's horror, but it's going to be a lot of funny moments.
You know what else this reminds me of? Of a movie I've been trying to get you to watch for a while is The People Under the Stairs.
Oh, yes.
I keep telling you about that. I mean, not that there's any like zombies or stuff in this. I mean, this looks like a very funny, but there's like that big house that has secret passages where people are sneaking around in there so the people who own the house don't kill them. That's basically what this movie is. It's hide and seek on the night of this lady's wedding. She's entering this new family and they're like, all right, well, it's tradition. We have to play a game at midnight. It's like, ooh, what game is hide and seek? And she just thinks it's kind of funny. She's like, this is ridiculous. And then it turns, so she's hiding and she sees that they actually have weapons and they're trying to kill her and that like a lot of people die in gore. That just looks fucking good, man.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be hilarious. Like it knows what it wants to be, and it's not gonna take itself too serious, and it's just gonna have fun. The directors in this, they actually were directors of one of my favorite segments in VHS.
Okay.
Which was a last segment of their first anthology, and one of the writers is actually a writer on the show Stand Against Evil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that show is that same concept. It's a horror concept, but built around comedy.
Stand Against Evil's good.
That one part in the trailer when they're handing out the weapons to everybody, the guy gets a crossbow. He's like, what the fuck? How old is this? And then while the whole chase is going on, you see him in the corner watching a YouTube video, and it's like, you and your crossbow. And he's trying to figure it out while somebody's falling to death out the window behind him. Listen, man, it just looks so fucking funny.
Yeah.
I'm so down. When does that open up? What date?
That's the 21st.
I'm there, man.
So I believe that's a Wednesday. That's a midweek opening.
Oh yeah, that's the weekend school start. That's the week school starts. So
That's
we're gonna
right.
need that fucking movie, man.
Yep. And then a couple days later, we have Angel Has Fallen, directed by Rick Roman. And here we have two of the original creators of these characters from this, I guess now trilogy, are involved in it, starring Gerard Butler and Morgan Freeman. Now, have you guys seen the first two?
I haven't seen any of them.
Oh,
I
this
heard
is
about
like
them.
the White House Down.
Olympic Has Fallen, Fires Have Fallen. Now, this is kind of like your Fast and the Furious type of movie where you suspend belief, you go in there, and they're just a really fun movie. So, like, I enjoyed the Has Fallen like series so far because that's just like what it is if you start thinking about it too much, there's so many things that are unbelievable and knows it. And it actually banks on that and it just keeps taking it further. It doesn't hold back any shots and knows exactly what it is. And they're very fun movies to watch. So I'm hoping this goes down, even though I believe it's a different director than the other two. But I hope it goes down the same path.
I don't know, man. Morgan Freeman as president. We already got that in Deep Impact. I think I'm good. I'm just kidding. No, I like Gerard Butler in a lot of stuff, especially action movies. And if you're telling me that they're like self-aware of what kind of movie it is, like a little cheesy and stuff, I can dig that. I just haven't seen the other movies. I'll totally watch them. But you were saying White House Down. Now that was like
It's
that's
basically
like
the same movie,
Yeah.
but one was Channing Tatum and Jamie Foxx, and then this one was Butler and Freeman.
It's the Armageddon Deep Impact thing.
Yeah.
I was actually gonna say that. So they actually came out about the same time.
Yeah.
But here was two movies that were both ridiculous, but one really leaned into it and had fun with it and knew what it was. Another one was ridiculous, but trying to be too serious. Take
Which
itself
one was
too
that?
serious.
That
White
was-
House Down.
Okay.
That was
so don't
horrible.
see that. Jamie Foxx was in that one, right?
Yes.
Don't see that.
That was horrible. While Olympus Has Fallen, that one's like, hey, this is actually pretty good. This is entertaining. Like it got you engaged.
Yeah.
And like when you see the siege on the White House, it's just kind of like, all right, that was pretty good the way they did that. Not too bad. And then the other one took place, I believe it was in London. And they get attacked while they're in London. And they have to escape.
Yeah, London Has Fallen.
Yeah,
wasn't
London
it?
Has Fallen.
Oh, okay.
So we have this one where same two characters, but
In Los Angeles.
I don't know where this takes place,
It
but
looked like they were camping somewhere. They were in like some type of lake. They were by a lake with the president while he was on vacation.
yeah, and they try to kill the president
With
and,
drones.
and somehow Gerald Butler, who's been the protector, gets framed for it.
Yeah.
So,
it looks like.
it's got Nick Nolte.
I didn't kill my wife. It was one armed man. Yeah, Nick Nolte.
Yeah, so I am excited for that, but we do got to check out Olympus. I'm always down to watch
I'll
it because
watch it.
it's a good popcorn action movie.
I'll watch it. Shit, I'll watch it later on tonight. I don't care.
The last one, we got one left for the month.
Okay.
Don't Let Go. This one I was just introduced to, I want to say like 3 weeks ago, I saw a trailer for the first time. And I got I don't know if it was the title, but I got what's that?
Black Frequency.
Yes,
That's what it is. It's Black Frequency.
I was like, this is Frequency,
Yeah.
like the same story.
And you know what's funny though? Before, like, I saw this list on the list, this movie, and so I looked for the trailer for it on YouTube, and I watched the whole trailer until I found out that it was a trailer for the wrong movie. It was from like this 2018 movie with Steven Dorff, and it was called Let Go or Don't Go or something. And I'm like, oh man, like I just wasted a whole trailer time. I thought that was it, and then I went and saw this one. I'm like, oh okay, well this one looks a little bit better, but
It's better by comparison.
Yeah. Have you seen the trailer for this one, Billy?
Nope.
Have you ever seen Frequency?
Nope.
with Dennis Quaid, oh man, we should watch that.
Basically, is you got two people in two time frames and stuff. So this guy who loses his niece, she gets killed with her whole family.
At a in-home robbery,
In-home robbery.
something.
He gets a call from her, and it's like
Like
she's fucking dead, but she's calling from the past, and they're communicating on two separate time frames,
So it's like that
trying to solve the murder.
that Keanu Reeves Sandra Bullock movie.
No, it's like the Dennis Quaid movie Frequency.
No,
like we
no,
just.
there was another one where
You would watch the Keanu Reeves, like the time traveler's wife, that one, or the one in the mailbox.
the one with the mailbox.
Them-
Yeah, yeah. Except it's a cell phone because we're in modern times.
Yeah, very much. You know what? The only even though it does look like Frequency, the one thing that I really don't like about this is the fact that they're using cell phones too much in the movie. When they used it too much for the plot of a movie, I just can't stand it. It just automatically takes me out. But for the fact that this is like, oh, she's calling from the past and we got to solve her murder, that looks like it will be a fun movie, but it really is the same exact plot as Frequency.
Yeah, except it's Frequency, but more mobile because they don't have to stay by the ham radio.
Yeah,
like
by
the
the
entire
radio.
time.
So basically, Frequency was Dennis Quaid and his son, and they were living in New York or something like that. Mets fans. They had like the old like CB radios, you know, and his dad died or his mom was murdered or something like that. But anyway, the kid grows up and he still lives in his dad's house, and his dad has died and everything. And so he finds the old radio and he sets it up, and he finds out that he's able to talk to his dad from the past, and he's able to prove it. And so they're solving crimes together simultaneously and solving his dad's murder. His mom. They keep changing time. It's that type of movie.
and they keep getting interrupted by truckers on the Frequency.
Yeah, on the Frequency. That's right. Breaker one. But it was actually
Get off the line!
But Frequency was good, man. And so if it's copying, at least it's copying a good movie, so it could be good, you know.
It is, and I haven't. I mean, I only saw one of the movies that girl is involved in, Stormy Reed. Everyone raves on how good she is. She did a good job in that Whatever of Time movie.
Wrinkle in Time.
Wrinkle in Time. Terrible movie. Horrible. Boring as hell.
And Brie Larson doesn't care what you think
Yeah.
about that movie, dude.
Well, it sucked, but Stormy Reed was good in it. The kids actually were good in it. It was just more the story was bad than anything else. And the director and the writer of this, the only thing that I recognized that I was able to see was Rings, which was the last one that came out.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't see that one.
But that's the last one, of the month. So we got some good ones going in, some curious ones where it's like, all right, and then some that we'll probably still end up watching somehow.
But you know what I am happy for that some of them are horror, and we are getting closer to fall, and like we're getting It soon. It's Chapter 2 in September, and I think there's another horror one coming out too, isn't there? I forget.
Aren't they doing an Are You Afraid of the Dark movie?
Oh, I heard that. Either that or they're bringing the series back. But anyway, I'm just glad we're getting at least like 2 horror movies. No, we got Scary Stories, we got 47 Meters Down, and Ready or Not. So I just think it's August and we're getting like horror movies. We've been getting them regularly all summer too. So
Before we close out, I got a couple questions for you guys. So the first one, which one do you guys think is gonna do the best in the box office?
ooh, in the I would probably say either Hobbs and Shaw or not The Good Boys because it's like rated R, but I would probably say Hobbs and Shaw is probably going to do the best in the box office.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree on that. That's just the Fast and Furious just prints money at this point
Maybe Dora because it's an established franchise
with the kids.
with the kids. Maybe
And
That is true.
You
And,
got the family.
Actually, you also got Angry Birds too.
Yeah.
Kids loved it. They were obsessed with that for a while.
but Hobbs and Shaw, that's something
Yeah.
like the kids are gonna love. They'll go.
Now, moving away from money, which one do you guys personally think is gonna be the best movie of the month?
Oh, the best of them?
Dora. I don't fucking know.
No, I think I'm gonna go with honestly either Scary Stories or Ready or Not. I think yeah, I think it's gonna be one of those two. I mean, at least for me, that's probably where I think it's gonna be the best ones.
I think for me, Scary Stories is probably gonna be the best for me out of all of them, but I feel Ready or Not is the one I have the most anticipation for right now.
Yeah.
What about you, Manny?
I mean, I think the only trailer that I've seen have been for Hobbs and Shaw. I don't really know the stories. Like, I know the franchises.
Do you
but I
think
don't
that
know.
movie's gonna be better than Scary Stories to tell?
Oh, yeah, I did see that one. I think Scary Stories is probably going to be better. It seems like it's going to be a more cohesive story
Yeah.
than Hobbs and Shaw.
Even though it's gonna involve several different stories, but it would still be one more cohesive story than an action movie.
Well,
with-
it's several.
no,
different-
I'm
yeah.
agreeing with you. I'm
Yeah.
agreeing with you.
Yeah, because the way they're doing it is the stories are coming to life. So it's based off of this is what's happening. These are just a book of stories, and as we read them, they come to life. So it's not cutting into different elements. It's all the same characters with these creatures coming out of the book, essentially.
Yes.
I think that's going to be a better story.
Oh, hell
Yeah, so, like looking through this movie list, like it just seems like there's gonna be quite a few just fun movies.
Oh, yeah,
they
man.
won't be movies that we're gonna be talking about Oscar night and things like that. But it's gonna be a lot of entertainment value
Yeah.
in the movies coming out this month.
Even though I don't like the Hobbs and Shaw the Fast and Furious franchise, I know that I will at least have fun watching that movie, and the trailers made sure that I knew that.
Yeah. But you gotta at least give them a try.
I mean, I'll give them
After
a try.
5.
I mean, I'll watch them. I don't care. It's just like I had no desire to. I'm never against seeing a movie. It's just like I don't want to go out of my way to do it. So if it is presented to me, I will probably watch it.
5 in the morning. Wake up, Kevin. We're watching this damn movie. But all right, I think we should wrap it up here.
right.
I'm excited. We're gonna start off big this weekend with Hobbs and Shaw, and then we're gonna end with "Don't Let It Go" at the end.
I know,
All
I'm
right.
excited.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, you could check our YouTube page, our Instagram, or our Twitter at Too High McFly, and make sure you comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
And let us know which ones you guys are excited for the month of August. Comment it down below right now. Just do it. Do it right now.
We're watching.